Welcome back to the Primo Show. I like to jump right into things. I hope you guys are doing well. We have been having a really good week, except for the weather that just finally decided it was going to rear its ugly head. But the beauty is, as I adjust my mic here, I am in the LS car meet, and I'm having a good time with this. I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm actually at level 109 right now. I haven't been grinding quite the way some people have. There's somebody that's already made 1,000, and their level is quite up there. It makes me want to message people and ask them, like, hey, how are you doing this? Because I'm doing pretty good, and I'm not having all the luck these guys are having. So, yeah, maybe there's a trick to it. But there's a lot of things added to this LS car meet thing, and like I said, they're all super exciting to be able to play and to be able to earn stuff. And it's the thing is like I said, I really think it's a cool addition. But there were a couple of things that I really kind of thought people were kind of confused on, and I see these videos, and I'm kind of like, eh. So the thing that I wanted to cover today before we go back into how to make money is the pursuit mode. This is something that if you haven't considered the pursuit mode before, you should. The pursuit mode is really a way for people who are racers who don't have a lot of skill, who are moderately good at making their vehicle choice, or at least having some understanding, and being able to go into it. And as long as you know the right paths, you have a good chance of winning. Now, everybody's going to put catch-up on, so there's going to be some issues there. We'll go over that later. But for the most part, like I said, even if you don't have a lot of skill as a racer, but you know where to go, these pursuit modes can really do great things for you. So that's something I wanted to go over today. And I see a ton of videos that are telling people, this is the path to go and this is what to do. And they're just wrong. Like, they're just not right at all. I don't understand why these people are not putting some effort into it. So what I ended up doing was I ended up making I remade all the pursuit lists, because you can't really practice them the way you need to. You have to basically go on a race and have like 4 people. So unless you have 4 people that are willing to lose a couple of races due to figure it out, it's just not. It's not going to be fun. So that thing is I wanted to, and I am really. This is the trick to this, is having known all these cool little areas to do this on. I am really lax to be like, hey, I'm going to let these guys know exactly how to win a race. And all the cool little areas to go in and kind of do a slow motion version of this versus being stuck going full speed like most people do. And then I'm going to kind of talk about what that entails. So yeah, it's going to be rough. Bear with me on this. The 2 things that I say is important to this is that these are usually speed-oriented races, so you want to pick cars that are fast, the Comet S2 or the Calico GTS. But the reality is that the vehicle selection is not as important as the path selection. So the big thing you want to do in this is you want to control the flow of the race, and you want to try to maintain your speed. So the thing is I'm going to show you some paths here. And remember that these paths are really we're going to talk about them together, but doesn't mean that they're the perfect path. Here's the thing. Find the path that's right for you. And the thing that I would say is, especially if you're new, find a path that's the least riskiest for you. So if there's some times where we're going to go over a jump and you're going to be like, okay, well, he took a risk there and he didn't take a risk someplace else. And the reason is because those are risks that I can take. For the most part, I like to avoid risky situations. Any kind of jumps and stuff like that, I'm going to be in stuff I can't control. And that's the stuff I want to avoid. I want to have stuff that I know I can make that jump. And sometimes it doesn't mean that, every path is perfect. The idea is that we were talking about catch up, there's a point when people are going to catch up to you, and you're going to have an accident, and you might want to take that longer path just to make sure that you're not in the direction of that slower player who is going to crash into you. So the first thing we're going to do here is the race Good Bet. This is my favorite race because it is hilariously tricky how much you can get ahead of stuff. People are starting to learn. But most guys will start kind of about right here. This is your diamond area. And the reason I say that is because what you're going to do is see that area over there, that's the clear space to get down. These other areas over here work, you can get down them, but that spot over there is going to be diamond. Like if I take right here and I start, I can take it right here, but you can see there's a little vent area there. So I'll have to go straight down through that and jump it and hope that I make it. But if I start back here, and I love being in last place in the outside line, and I launch, I'm going to come out right over here, like so. Now I have a clear area to come through. Now, a lot of people are going to see going across that bridge up there. I know they do it. That's fine if they want to, but this is why I beat them all the time. So you come right here, and remember this corner, you can take a lot of effort with it, but go right up. Now, as you can see, the checkpoint's going to be right in front of us. We're going to flow right to it. Now, here, so we take this checkpoint right here, and you get it. Now, let's look at the map real quick. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of commotion in here. I don't want to be a part of that. I just want to kind of go straight to this point right here. So it may not be intuitive, but you can see that this line right here, and remember, you want to get the lines that you can maintain speed the whole way through. So it's going to be kind of a little bit tricky, but once you do it, it will definitely stick in your head. Everybody takes this path up here because it's just the path of least resistance, which is the beauty of it. So you're just going to come through here, keep your nose clean on some of this. And then once you get it right about here at the Life Invader building, you're going to see like a little hole there, and you just thread that needle like so. And now you're at your next checkpoint. Boom. Done. Easy, easy peasy. Okay, so the next one you're going to see is right here. Your first inclination might be to shortcut it by turning to the left or taking some kind of other shortcut. Path of least resistance here is going to take us a little bit out, but it will allow us to maintain speed so we can get down here. So instead of slowing down there, I would just be going full speed here. Take this turn as hard as I can. There's usually two cops here, but you should have enough space to dive right into that. Come down here. And then you have plenty of room there if you want to take a wide. There will be some cops in there, so, and you can actually do, like, there's a little cut in there if there's a cop blocking. And then right here, you'll do your first jump, and on your second jump, there will be a speed block that you will just dive right over. And then now you're going to take your left. Now, again, this is going to be kind of intuitive because you can see it kind of makes you want to flow in this general direction. So here you come over here. Now, everybody I see does two things. They either try to take that jump up there, which we were talking about risk before, is a huge risk, or they take the safe bet, which they can see in the line. But the thing is that there's a secret path right here. Now, if you can pull that jump off up there, good for you, but 9 times out of 10, people do it, and they screw up, and that's that. So, and then personally with Pursuit and all these other police officers and stuff like that, it's not a path I like to take. Now, this really is a place where people will argue about what the best path is. You can come down here, take this, and then take that right, and you can pretty much maintain your speed pretty well, but I would say go this way. And this area is a little bit dangerous, especially if it comes with like 5-star or when traffic is very heavy because of the spacing here. Just get accustomed to it. And the reason is too is because see all those little areas there, and I hate to use the word curb boosting, but those little spots right there where you hit bumps are going to speed you up whether you like it or not. It's in the game, it happens, and there you go. You should easily, with that little shortcut and then going straight through, carrying your speed through all that section, you should have no problem getting first place a lot, or at least first to second. I hardly ever make less than second place unless I get really banged up or like the connectivity speed is really bad. So that's that. Now, and the other thing is I'm going to try to put the links to all these races or this playlist in the description. It'll be for Xbox, so you guys in PS land or computer land, I don't know what to tell you other than just watch it and figure it out. But yeah. So like I said, this is just an amazing series of events to do. It's so much fun to be involved in it. It's an easy way to get a lot of wins and a lot of, like, if you know what you're doing, just don't go into it like blind because it's a little bit crazy. Okay, so another one of my, this is what I call kind of one of my semi-favorites. And the reason is because this one may not be as intuitive to you. Yeah, groving. That's what I thought we were on. So we come down here. This is going to be pretty cut and dry. You're going to want to go here. And remember, we want to carry speed. So instead of making 3 turns by taking a left, let's just go straight. And then we'll do a heavy brake here. And just be careful of that incoming traffic over there. Most of the times they get junked up in that turn up there and all crash into each other because there's a lot of traffic and a lot of crap on the street. So they'll either crash or do something. So you may get 1 or 2 guys that can carry speed. And now obviously this thing is pretty much pointing you in the direction to go. But this is where things are going to get a little funky. So you can take, and if you're good enough, take that inside line right there. So you can do something like this and go right in. That's fine. If you take it on the outskirts or on the left side of the track or down the track, that's fine too. What I see a lot of people do is they take like this direct path, and I don't understand it. They come up here, they go over, and then they come back and double back. Why double back? You're just adding more space to your turn. Just come down here to this one. Take your turn right here. Take your turn right here. And then come up full speed here. And you're golden. Now here's another spot where there's going to be a little bit of contention. And this is where I was talking about where sometimes the story doesn't really congeal right. So there's 2 paths to take here. One is a direct path and one's a little bit more convoluted. And I don't know why the path I'm about to take works, but it does. Most people, if you want to play it safe, you take a left here, you go down here, and you take this little back road next to the metal station, and you take a right, and you come down here. I don't know why this area must be tight, but I always take this, and this is probably one of the riskiest routes I take, but every time I do it, I've gained 13 spots doing this. So you come around here like this. Once you're here, you're full speed. And then you have your little jump right here that's added to the game, and you do this. And you're 7 spaces ahead of everybody. Now, I have to say this as a disclaimer. Anytime you make a jump like that, there could be problems. Now, I've taken that a couple of times, landed on the wrong side of my car, and as you can see, my car did get squirrely. Sometimes it'll just flip, and you'll have to figure in-air controls enough. If you're not good with in-air controls, it might not be your spot. But if you can do it, that spot is incredible for that jump, and it makes a ton of time. And as you can see, direct route racing right here, pretty cut and dry. Once you've done it, if you carry enough energy through it, all those other guys that have been doing turn after turn after turn will be still going pretty much slow, and you might be lucky enough to be able to carry a junk load of energy through here. Remember here, you can kind of cut this a little bit. And I could hit something and crash like an idiot. It was so funny when I did testing, I didn't have a single mess up. It was amazing. So here's another one. Just take your left here. I don't know why people go straight. What is wrong with you people? Do this and direct route through. Now this, at this point in groving, is easy peasy. You're going to be, it's a direct route other than everything else. And there's one chance at the end here that we're going to see that's going to kind of be, by the way, there'll be cops here. Just kind of take this outside line, and then some of them be in the center. You got to watch for cops who magically go from one angle to another and can run into you, but this is a very high speed area, so as much speed as you can carry through here is great. Just kind of don't worry about hitting the brake a little bit. If you can brake a little bit and still maintain a certain level of energy, you're doing a lot better than most people. But don't get hit by a cop and be dead stop. So some people will take that jump over there. I don't know, man. That's a lot of risk. And if it's on catch up or whatever people have said before, I just come down here. I look for that little edging right there. And as you can see the sign, break it down. And then you can just ease your way through and right across the old finish line. So like I said, we were talking about before of like, I'm going to give you some lines. They may not be the best lines. That race is a perfect example of my way may not work for you, but I'm giving you both paths so that way you can make a better choice about which way you want to go. A lot of people will play it safe because they just want to go full speed. And the thing is I might go back and do groving at the end using the other path so that you can see what it's like. It really is simple. Once you do it once, you won't forget it because it's a pretty busy area. A lot of other tracks use that area. And there's kind of little areas to kind of smudge the short so you can get it. But with the dirt and everything, you'll see why it's like kind of But and the other thing, too, is most of these races are going to be at night, so it's going to be very tough to see this. Try to get your mental memory going with these races so that you know where you're at. And that way, once you can do it with muscle memory, you shouldn't like, I don't even look at the checkpoints anymore, pretty much. I just go from point A to point B. I see certain features in the road, and that's what the trick is. So now, some of you guys, I love you to death. You guys are great. And I've seen this done on a couple of videos. They take a left here, and then they take that kind of right there at the end. Hey, if you're going to do that, more power to you. I am taking really the newbie path, and it's just something I'm used to. So if you have more luck going down there to the right and having that, but it is a kind of a funky turn, and but this area gets very trafficy. So now there's a couple of different ways to do this. A lot of people, you can go straight down here if you want, and a lot of times I'll do it. If you hit that spot right, you should be able to clear it. You just have to be careful of that ramp. That ramp is part of the feature, and it's part of one of the jumps. If you can go that way, fine. It'll carry more energy. But most people will do this. They'll hit the tracks, which their car will get a little bit of a boost run. Don't go there because you see that. And there you go. Remember to dodge these busted up cars. And this is pretty self-explanatory here. Now, most guys over here, there's a space up there where you can jump. And remember, you can see the ramp forming right there. So that ramp will take you up, and that's a way to go. It's okay. I've done it before. There's just, especially with a Comet S2 or Calico, it tends to flip, roll. There's all different little shortcuts in there. I've taken a couple that are really good, but it's really hit or miss, and I can't master it. Maybe you can. I take this little shortcut, and there's an actual arrow there. But you'll come up, and you'll probably land right up here if you're going full speed. So make sure you lose your little brake. Come around. Use this. Don't risk going on the far left. Don't risk going in other places. Just take the path of least resistance is my spin on it. And like I said, you don't have to agree with this. It is what it is. I understand. Oh, so we'll stop here real quick. So you can see this industrial, this one right here with this little checkpoint's a little weird. So my inclination I used to do is take a right here to try to get as much speed as I could going up there. It works. A little bit extra work there, and I did that to myself. So the thing is I just rather carry as much speed as I can now, and I go straight through here. And then the last turn is here, and you can cut that corner too with if you want. Then there'll be a cop here, and you turn through there, and boom, you're good. So this is where your first deciding factor is, and this is where things get a little funky here. So the inclination, and a couple of different people have done it, is to go some of these other paths, like go all the way over here. If you can see, that's kind of moving you down a little bit. I don't like to do that, and it just makes it a little bit more difficult on your life. So the trick here is miss the first short turn here. Then you're going to go to this one. Come over here to this. And you can cut a ton here. Now, the only problem here, and right there, is your back end is going to come up. So try to get off the gas a little bit as you go through it. Let the car just travel. And boom, you're at your next checkpoint. Now, the reason I come on the inside here is because there's going to be cops here. And they're going to go here, and then your next checkpoint, pretty much self-explanatory, right? So, boom. Yeah, I'm going to take the far left here to kind of carry my speed, if you will, but you probably won't be able to do that because traffic will either be heavy or light. You can take that really short, cut that turn if you want. Come right on in. This fence won't be here. And take your win. So that's an example of one that you really, the edge of being the fastest or picking the best path and picking where you're going to go can be very tight. Some guys will actually be faster. People are going to know how to curb boost. They're going to know all these tricks that you may not know. And a lot of this game is based on connectivity speed. So maybe your connection isn't what it needs to be. And now you're in a race and you're like, why am I losing when I have the best path? Who knows? There's so many different things that can go on with connectivity. I always find the guys that I race in the UK always have better speeds than I do. And I mean, I'm like on the edge when I'm racing and I just can't keep up with them. So I tend to think that there's something connectivity wise. Some people tell me that the connection, if it's worse for some reason, if their speed on their machine is at the fastest it can go, which mine, I don't know why mine's kind of like worn out. And then the connection speed of their connection is really slow, that it tends to speed them up. I think it's feasible. My connection speed is really high, and I have a really slow thing. So right here, just watch for those things. It may be tough to see them, and there are areas in there where you can get banged up, as you can see here. I screwed up. But take the path of, whatever gets you through there without hitting anything. And if you notice, I didn't go straight. I took that right because it's going to shorten it up and get you away from any kind of traffic problems that you might have. This is another example of take all the energy you can and carry it through. You'll probably have a lot of traffic coming through this area. Some people, and there's nothing wrong with this, take this left here. And the reason is because at the end here, there's going to be some cops blocking the road. So if you can't negotiate that turn well, or you have a problem with those cops being there, by all means, take the wrong route to be faster. And there's nothing wrong with that. So here's where your first decider is. Like, you see all these checkpoints. Like, well, I know the left is there. That's the way to go. But which left do I take? As you can see, it might look a little bit convoluted here, but if you think about it, it actually is pretty easy, but it's not intuitive. So the trick will be to go the wrong way to go the right way. And I think it's funny because you see a lot of people there take that right, and they'll try to shortcut it. And look at that. It's such an easy turn to take, and now you're on the beaten path to making the speed you need to make to be the fastest guy from here to there. And here's where the easy part is. You're going to take this next checkpoint and boom. Hey, look, there's the next checkpoint right up here. Okay, which one is this one again? Oh, okay, it's terminal, so we'll stop here because this is one of the weird ones. So the reason I don't go this way is because you can see it kind of pulls you away from the spot. No matter what you're doing, it's going to pull you away. Most people will take this path, or the good drivers will go, hey, I can shortcut it here and do this and whatever. I don't care. My thing is if you're going to take them, dedicate to that line. So if you're going to go this way, go all the way down as far as you can go, and then take your right. There you go. So now you're full speed ahead, and you're going to be able to go all the way up. Or you can do something cool and do this. So you guys were like, what's up with that? I'm like, yes, there's method to my madness. So there you go. So there's that. That is, I think, the way to go. And I don't know why, but that's the way it wants to do it. So here's another one. So I know it may not seem weird, but remember, you don't want to take too much stuff off that's going to pull you away from that checkpoint. You want to go direct route kind of way. And this is going to be something that's familiar with the people that did the one that we did the Life Invader one. So you come down here, like so. Come down to the, and it's funny because my brain does not like doing this because it seems counterproductive to go this way. But remember, if you did the Life Invader trick, if you can do it once, you can do it again. Now, this is where it gets funky. So this right here is really just like a little shortcut area. It goes straight. Most people will take, because look at it, it's so tempting to go that way and then come around, but you end up going all the way out to come back. So the trick here is to try to go to the movies. And you do that by going through the movie station. Now, this may look hard, and there's chances for you to screw up here. Just get off the gas if it becomes a problem. But otherwise, you're going to be going full speed through here, and as much power as you can carry through this, nobody's going to catch you. If you're in a Calico or you're in the S2, there's hardly any chance anybody's going to catch up with you. So hopefully I'll be able to figure out a way to chop these when we show the video so you guys can see it. But yeah, it was so painful to watch all these videos, and like I said, I'm scared to give this to you guys. If you guys see me in a race and you're like, hey, that's that guy that showed me the way to go, like, just do me a favor and be gentle, because I know you guys are a lot faster than me. My win-loss ratio is probably about 44 to 46%, something like that. I've been as low as 42 and as high as 49 to 50. And I do pretty well, but it's just part of the whole thing of, I like to run in regular races, and you have catch up and you have all these things that are really just getting your way, and there's no such thing as a perfect game. Let's put it like that. But that's, to me, is the fun of it. So, and I hope you guys feel the same way. I hate how it cuts off the name at the bottom. Alrighty. So, what's this again now? Join the club? Yeah. So this one's going to kind of, I love these ones that kind of force you into this direction. You can even see, like, right now where you want to go, right? So your temptation is to say, hey, you know what? I'll take that right way. I'll go kind of this way. Seems easy, right? But it's not. Because you're going to carry a lot more speed going this way. Remember, flow and speed. That's what you want. Name of the game. So we're going to stop here. We'll check out that next checkpoint. And then you'll see it right here. So some guys will do this because they think it flows better. But you end up going down to go over. And remember, we can carry a lot of speed there. So let's just do this. Now, the funny thing is everybody's going to be racing. They're going to take that left because they really do think it's faster. They're like, oh, I can take that big, wide, loping turn, and I'll be faster, right? And when you come out on the other end of this and everybody's gone, you're going to be like, what just happened? Now, okay, this one is going to fool you. And I'm going to show you why this works. Everybody drives through here and they see that corner up there and they want to go left or right up there, or try to, you get messed up on that shortcut. But if you take the right here, remember, this is where you want to go. This is not as undirect as you think. But if you go up the other way, you got to come up here, come around here, and come around here. You're going to be slowed down a lot going this route. And all this in here is all places to get banged up and hurt. So here's the direction you go. This way. Remember, you're going to actually be able to shortcut this turn too. Shortcut again. There's going to be cops right here, so shortcut again. And this is the point where you're always like 2 or 3 car lengths in front of the guy it's the fastest dude in the room. He's like, I cannot be beaten. Why is this dude in front of me? And you're now full speed ahead. This is simple. That you can see the dot actually kind of lines up with where you want to go. And there you go. 1, 2, 3. I've never seen anybody go a different direction here, so it is what it is. Just take it. Oh, then you want to go on the left there because there'll be a cop blocking here, so you're coming this side. Get a little break. Don't climb that hill because you'll suffer badly for it. Now, this area is a little chaotic, and it's gonna be. There's no way around it. My thing is I see this area here, and I kind of ding that edge because you don't want to hit that concrete wall. It'll dead stop you. This whole area is made to be deceptive. Even hitting this bush, I don't know if I can make it happen. Yeah, see, like you hit this bush up here, and you're like, oh, great, what happened? Now, most people try to drive up and do a shortcut on the right there. Just go direct route. Don't fight it. Just do it. And then there's the E. So to the left of the E, and you just nail it just enough. Notice I kind of turn in air controls. I turn the back of the car around or to the front, whichever way it wants to. If it doesn't want to fight me, I'll use its natural energy to kind of push it out so that it'll grab that checkpoint, and boom, you're good. But if you do it the other way, and you got, like, for instance, if you're doing stock or catch up, you are going to be in trouble as you jump over that thing, and it's like, ugh. And you're like, I missed the checkpoint, or I couldn't make that little ravine there. You see it. Go back and look at it again. There's a little hole in the road. Sometimes I have done it where I didn't make it and had to come up to that same spot. Just look to the left of the E and do it. And, you know, it's better to risk it than to totally miss it. So this is the last one. Get trucked. Not one of my favorites. I don't think there's a lot of... There's not a lot of shortcutting, I don't think, with this one. But the other thing that I hate about this is what happens is... okay, so this is a big, long straight here, and everybody has catch-up. So if you have customs on, your Comet S2s and your Calico GTs are going to want to go full speed through here. The other thing is the cops are all over the road, so the further back you go... I've hardly ever had a time when I come through here and not get banged up or spun around or something happens, or even the front place guys will get out in the lead and there'll be a cop that glitches and rams into them and spins them around. It's just, you know what, here's the thing, guys. Everybody out there, drive clean. You'll get through this a lot better, and then you can let the real racing decide, because if you guys try to bump and rub your way to victory, you're going to end up putting yourself in last place. And if you put yourself too far back on especially a high-speed course like this, you're not going to win. You don't have a chance, even if you are good at knowing where all the spaces are. So you can see this is just as boring as all get out. It's literally just a highway run. So this is like the Route 68 of the racing. But the natural progression here is I want to get off the highway because I see the checkpoint coming. No problem. I use a little brake here. Now, the temptation would be to go that way, but you see how much energy you're carrying? Just go with it. The other thing is that, so here's where I take, and a lot of you guys go all the way over here to come back to here, and I don't know, that turn slows you down a lot when you can just take this, and it's kind of a portal turn. I usually get about a car length on anybody that's, you know, not like using some sort of glitchmobile to make their car go faster, not car boosting. And then once you get to this part, pretty easy. There's the next checkpoint up there. And you go. And obviously it's leading you around. So like I said, this is the Route 68 of the pursuit missions. So now you get to here.
Where have you been?
There's a temptation here, and I'm going to show you what it is. Like this is really where you need to be. You can come all the way down here and do this and do all this other stuff, but if you can see, like, I am at the apex of getting to that point. I'm just going to go either way. I'm going to have to go up, but any space other, these start pulling apart, so I'd rather just go there. And the other thing, remember, we got this little cut across thing here. Man, I am stinking today at racing. It happens. Can't have good days every day, right? Oh, okay. So this is kind of a cool area here. So I love. Everybody knows how to deal with this, but not many people think about it. Everybody will pause or try to do it this way or think about stuff. Remember, you want to carry your momentum, and I know this seems like it's going way out of the way, but it's so fluid about how it does it that you're going to go a lot faster this way than you ever will. And I don't think anybody's going to argue with me on this, but hey, like I said, if you know better, go for it. The thing that kills me, and I need to test this later because I just noticed it when I was practicing. There's a police officer here, so I usually cut through here to get through them, and that checkpoint is right in there. But the diamond of this would be is if you could go straight and then straight down, because you can take this spot right here. This would be so perfect. Look at that. Instead, you have to kind of go down and around. So you want to go down. Don't take your first one. You want to go the path of least resistance. So I go this way, and this way. So then the first little area here that's going to come up and want to make you turn is right here. Pretty simple. Like I said, it really is the Route 68 of... The other thing is like, so you'll take this, and there'll be cops here. Take this little path. That right there will get you around. It's really easy to go through. It will seem scary at first, but then you do it, and you're like, wow, that was easy. Especially with the Calico guys. You guys are like cheating because it's so easy. And you're done. That simple. So, like I said, the trick here, obviously, get a car that's not stupid that's banging against the wall here. Wow, that thing is something wrong with him. You okay, buddy? So the trick here will be obviously knowing your path first. The first thing you're going to do is check that out, get used to it, and do what you need to do to win the race. Remember to pick a path that works for you. If you're testing paths and you're going one way faster than the other, by all means, take the path that works for you. If you're driving a different car, that might be an issue. That might be something that you run into. These are the paths that work for me. They usually get 2 or 3 car lengths per race. That does not take into account catch-up. It doesn't take into account people running into you or just being just the regular GTA insanity that you're going to run into. But the idea is that anything that can get you a leg up is a way to get a leg up, especially with catch-up on. So, yeah, you take your Calico, you take your Comet S2, take any car you want, except maybe the Vectra. That's a little bit slow, and the Urus is a little slow. But take those, know the path that you need to do to succeed, and, yeah, you shouldn't have any problem being able to be one of the fastest guys out there and kind of push your win-loss up. And obviously any bonuses that you get from when you're racing and you're like, hey, I do this race and I'm going to get an extra couple of 100 reputation points. I'm looking to unlock one of the shirts in there. The shirt is like I think it's like 200 and something that you need to unlock it. And it's one of the shirts that I want to unlock, so I'm really just gunning for that. I would like to have that 1,000 reputation. If you guys want to put in the comments how you got to 1,000 reputation so darn fast, that would be great. But yeah, I'm just going to play the game that way, get a couple of bonuses that I have, and really just have fun racing. If you guys played Midnight Club in the past, you'll know we're the point-to-point guys, and that was where I really mastered this stuff and seeing where to go, knowing your terrain and your surface and how things work, and just being consistent. Like, sometimes going a little bit slower makes you go a little bit faster. So if that's the way it is, but keep that flow. That flow is huge. As much as you can keep your car running and going at the maximum speed it can possibly go, you're going to be a lot better off than anybody out there that you're racing against. And that's going to play into what's comfortable. So like we were saying, oh, you know what? We'll do that real quick. We're going to do the Grove, but we're going to do that back road. And that way we'll show you what that looks like. Play job. Let's see. Oh, my job. There you go. Hopefully it separates it. Yes. Race and... There you go. Groving is one of those tracks where I really like racing it, mostly because people don't know how to handle it. It really is a weird one if you think about it. All the other ones do have those kind of weird spots that, like, in that little area in the center there next to, like, Maze Bank. I don't know what it is about that area that people just, they don't know how to deal with it, and they end up losing time. It's not a lot. Like, it's half a car length, maybe, you know, like maybe a second or something like that. But and we'll take it with this one because this is really squirrely. This is a squirrely car. But yeah, like I said, they don't know how to handle it, and if you don't know how to handle a race like this, it will get the better of you. I didn't make my boost. Wow. I am not setting a good example for you guys. As I miss my turn. Oh yeah, I'm all over the place. I like you guys that try to take that as a shortcut. It's like, I can't do it. So yeah, we'll still take, like I said, I like to be consistent with my stuff, so my thing doesn't want to break for some reason. So I just take the same path. Normally I can cut through that. It's funny that, like, this game has days where it just thinks that I'm like, it does not like my car at all. Like, it just does, it makes me skid, you know what I mean? It does not want to work with me. Now let's see if I can do this right, because I don't practice this. You don't want to practice the paths you don't take. See a little bit of a shortcut there. So that's something you don't want to do, I'm guessing. So there it is. Now you can see right there, I'm usually all the way at that checkpoint by the time they're at that spot. It's so funny, like, no matter how much you do this, you kind of get, you both directed in the race, and you're like, am I going the right way? See, my car is really, really slippery. The other thing is, I know the Calico is the faster of the two cars. I do use the Calico sometimes when I'm actually, like, testing stuff, but I like to use the funner car, if you will. And I own a Porsche, so I'm a Porsche guy. So yeah, this ends up being the closest I'm ever going to get to my car being in the actual race. So that's what's fun about it. I was really disappointed that the Growler stunk, but there's a little thing there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys learned something from it. Like I said, pursuit, if you know what you're doing, is an easy way to get wins. You just have to know the path. You just have to know what you're doing. You don't have to be the fastest guy on the track all the time. You just have to know what you're doing and where you're going. So I hope I empowered you a little bit to do that. Like I said, I hope you guys don't destroy me the next time we're in a race using my own tactics, which I'm pretty sure you probably will. But if I can give this to you, and the next time you play, you won't have to listen to these guys that literally are giving you the worst pass of all and then saying the best pass for pursuit, then I've done something for you. So put it in the comments if you use the path and you get some wins out of it, and put it in the comments if you didn't. And make sure, press the like button if you got some race wins with it. And if you really suck and you can't race at all, then feel free to thumbs down it. I mean, I guess I can take it from a couple of you losers. But anyway, thank you guys for heading out. This has been Primo. This is one time for the Primo show. Headed out. We're going to see you next time, hopefully in a pursuit race or a new street race or just the LS car meet, showing off your car. It's been awesome. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.